All right, I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't like tables in Excel. Don't tackle me to the ground or leave a nasty comment. I agree, tables are best practice. All of this just to introduce you to the new range operator, the dot, right? And before I go into an example of what it actually does, what I was kind of struggling with was every time I use it, I was like, couldn't I already do what I'm doing now with a table, right? But I think there might be a couple of scenarios where the dot might be preferable over a table. But let's just take a look at what this dot range operator is. For the sake of remaining visually appealing, I'm going to do this all on the same sheet. In the real world, I'd probably do what I'm about to do on a separate sheet, right? So I just have a list of names here. I want to capture the list of names. So I'm going to say equals. I'm going to select the column and hit enter, and I have a list of names. But because I'm selecting the entire column, it's also bringing back a bunch of zeros, right? So to fix that, this is where the new dot operator comes in handy. After the colon, what I would do is just add a dot, and what it's going to do is adjust to only return data within that range, right? No blanks. And the other thing that's cool about it, let's just say I want to add my name, and it automatically updates to adapt to the new range. Something else you can do is also put that dot operator in front of the colon. So I moved my list of names on the left down by one row, and as a result, because I haven't added the dot yet, I have a 0 in my list. So all I need to do to fix that is add it in front of the colon, hit enter, and it cleans it up as well. All right, let's just do a quick breakdown of why I might want to use the dot operator versus a table. So I got the same data here on the left, and I'm just going to convert that into a table. So all you need to do is click anywhere in that list of data, and on a Mac you hit Command T, on Windows would be Control T, and so it's just going to automatically select the range that has the data. I'm going to hit OK, and so now you can see it created a table. I'm just going to rename it. I'm going to call it employee, and hit enter, and so now my table is named employee. I asked ChatGPT to give me a breakdown of features where I might want to use the dot operator over using a table. One of them is slightly more setup to create an Excel table. That is true, but you saw how quickly I created one. It wasn't too bad, right? And the other one is it might apply some unwanted formatting, which is true. Sometimes, I'm not a big fan of the color scheme it might pick, or if it adds filters or something like that. But actually, I want to draw your attention to named columns. I would say yes, generally that is an advantage of a table, but let's just take a look at a scenario maybe where I might not be in the mood to work with named columns, right? So let's go and look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the scenario I'm kind of thinking about, right? So I got my table here for employee under the data tab. Let's go to this new tab here that I've called table, and I'm going to just do an indirect reference. So let's try equals, and we'll go back to the data tab, and let's say I want to return position and salary. All right, so I'm going to hit enter, and so you can see it's done that, and here's the formula, and you can see we have our named columns, position, salary, right? And so I have my data, but let's say now, I don't know, this is a file that was sent to me from a colleague, and I have like 50 tabs on the bottom, and I actually want to add something under support. I want to add my name. Well, it's not clear where this is, especially if I have a lot of tabs. At least in this case here, the tab is named data. You might not even get that sometimes, right? So not really a hard thing for me to work around, right? All I'd have to do is go into the formulas menu, go to the name manager, and I have my employee table, and down here kind of grayed out, you can see, okay, yeah, it's under the data tab, and I can see my cell ranges there as well. All right, let's do the same thing now, but this time I'm going to do it using the dot operator. So let's just, you know what, let's just turn this data into a range, convert to range, yes. Okay, so now this is no longer a table, this is just a range. Okay, I'm going to go to a new tab called dot example. Let me just delete this name. Okay, let's try equals, and we'll go back to my data menu. I'm going to select my two columns, and I'm just going to put in my dot operator and hit enter, and you can see I have the same result. So now I have, you know, my list of positions and salaries. But if I look at the formula, I don't know, personally for me, depending what kind of mood I'm in, this is a lot easier for me to figure out. Even though my columns aren't named, I can see right away. I'm going to go to the data tab, and you know, I'm referencing columns B and C. I think the dot range operator is a pretty cool feature, and I can definitely see myself using it. Anyways, let me know if you see yourself using it in the comments. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.